Okay, so weighed myself this session, 87 kilos. I did have some food before, I had some clothes on, so maybe in the morning, without any clothes, just 86-ish, maybe over 86, which is good. I'm trying to eat a bit more, keep the protein high, put on a bit of weight. Obviously, when I'm at work as well, burning a fair bit of calories, so I'm not really tracking or anything at the moment. I probably should start really, but just making sure I'm eating a lot of meat, a lot of eggs. Try and eat a lot of fruit. I definitely don't eat enough veg, to be honest. So that's one thing I could work on. And then just get the carbs in around that really. But I mean, I'd probably say like my standard weight, like what I just what weight I would be comfortable at, and that's kind of what weight my body likes, I would say, is around between 80 and 83. So whenever I was playing sport, obviously I was a lot more active then, but whenever I was playing sport, even when I was like trying to do bulks and stuff, I just always kind of ended up staying through that range. I think where I don't do as much sport now, and I'm probably better. I don't know if I'm better at eating more really, or maybe it is just the reduced output, but I can put on weight a little bit easier now. I used to struggle. I used to be slamming down 4,000 calories and just wasn't really putting on much weight really, just because the amount of cardio I was doing. But I was also really lean as well, so it was obviously different. Like I do kind of miss. I'm not exactly not lean at the moment, but I used to just be crazy lean when I was playing sport. So I do kind of miss that, but it's good to be lifting a bit heavier, putting on a bit of muscle. So pick and choose, don't you? But yeah, just did some behind the neck presses, just kind of get a bit more used to that overhead position with the Olympic weightlifting. I just realised that I left the weights on the bar. That's pretty. Oh no, I didn't. Someone else is using it. Yeah, even obviously I'm a bit heavier now with the pull-ups. Like, definitely not as strong there. I think I've done a 1 rep max with 38 kilos before, and I think I was just about struggling with sets of 5 for 15. So I probably would like to be able to do 20 with that, and then just burn out some body weight after. But I'm also a bit heavier now. I think the best I've done just pure body weight was 19, and I can't remember how heavy I was then. I want to say I was around 84 or 85, so definitely some strength to be made up there. Yeah, I got a double night shift on the weekend, so I've got a session to do tomorrow, and I basically had upper body stuff to do yesterday and tomorrow, so I just kind of split the sessions up and did the upper body stuff today, and then chucked in a few extras as well. So just got the dumbbell tempo bench here. So yeah, these felt pretty good. Again, nice stretch. Like I was saying the other day, I think I just need to sack off the barbell at this point. I just don't find it that comfortable really. But I'm kind of just focusing on getting it nice and deep at the bottom here. It's crazy how much more difficult it is when you really get a good stretch compared to just like a bit of a stretch or no stretch at all. Like it just completely changes the difficulty of the exercise. But yeah, so these rows I was doing here, so I don't mind like bending over, and I just find I get a really nice stretch on my back when I'm doing it. But I think what I'm actually doing is, so I'm pulling here, and then as I release on the eccentric, I'm just letting my arms go and then just moving from my like lower to mid back really, instead of kind of maybe stabilizing more at my lower back and then kind of letting my arms and my upper back around at the same time. I do usually do something like this on a chest supported machine though, but the chest supported machine wasn't free. But that being said, I'm not like unhappy with this. Like I've got a really good contraction in my back, so that's good. Felt like I pushed pretty close to failure, which is obviously good. That's a bit of a better angle there. But yeah, like I said, good pump, good stretch. So that's obviously two good markers of what you want from a more muscle building exercise. Obviously stability is pretty good as well. And then this is my last set as well. So as I kind of get closer towards failure, I don't mind just using a little bit more momentum just to carry on. So I guess you got a couple options. You can do more like long length partials type stuff. Obviously, if you got a partner, you could do more force reps. And then in a machine like this, where you've got this type of movement, I just think having a bit of a swing, just so you can make sure you get it up. I should probably still control it a little bit better on the way down. But yeah, I think that's just a good way to, again, take the target muscle a bit close to failure. Then I just did some stupidly heavy for me lateral raises, to be honest. Like, obviously form's not perfect, but I think it's good to have exercises where you are a bit more thoughtful, let's say, of your form, and then some. I don't think you have to be like that all of the time. I was actually supposed to do deficit push-ups, but I really like this plate-loaded machine. I'm just adjusting it so I can get a good range of motion, basically. But yeah, I don't know, there's something about this machine. You just get such a gnarly pump, really. And it's almost like, I don't know if it's like a little bit of a decline, maybe. But yeah, I just find doing the dumbbell bench and then this kind of machine press just both get really good stretches. I tend to have my elbows a little bit more flared maybe when I do an elbow or when I do a dumbbell bench, but this one I'm kind of I guess I'm keeping them a little bit more tucked in. But yeah, it just feels really comfortable, really easy to set up, so can't complain really. So did a few sets on here and then just busted out a few. Getting the bum up there. Yeah, so these are the last few reps, just had nothing in the tank basically, and just finished off with a bit of arms, so similar to what I did the other day. Like I was saying, I like this attachment. At this point, I'd done a fair bit for the session, so I was probably quite fatigued. Had like a pretty good pump all around, but I was just smashed a couple of sets here, really, just to get them done, really. Bit of extra work on the triceps and the biceps. I did actually have my arms a bit more out in front of me with my bicep curls. Just think it's good to train muscles in their more shorter and lengthened position. I think that's pretty common knowledge at this point, but probably be better to do this with some sort of support. So, like a spider curl or whatever with dumbbells, but I just fancy doing it on here because I just like using the cable. I like how it feels. So, yeah, that was the session, really. And then on to the next one.